that I brought up in this presentation, Frac Tracker, one of our partners, the endocrine disruption exchange. You can get ODNR data at their website. Good luck with that one. And then there's a report about injection wells on ProPublica.org. So there's just a little cartoon for you about jobs. Right. So, you know, again, like I said, I just want to bring up the overall energy picture here. You know, we were told that when fracking came to Ohio, Aubrey McClendon said it's going to be the biggest thing to hit Ohio since the plow. Well, in a lot of ways that's true. I wouldn't say that it's all been good by any stretch of the imagination. And it's also, the production reports aren't very good either. If you combine ODNR's most recent production data from the months of October, November, and December of last year, it produced about what Ohio burned in 1 week in the month of February. So we're a long way from getting to a place where we can use natural gas in our electricity sector, in our cars, for every single thing that we can. And especially, the latest, greatest thing for the industry that they're pushing for is to export natural gas overseas. They think that it can end the conflict in Ukraine. They think that we can, we can sell it to places like Japan, who will pay 5 times as much as we will for natural gas. You're stretching a limited resource very thin. And it starts to get really dangerous, especially for people who use natural gas to heat their homes and to cook their dinners and things like that. Folks might remember in February when the crazy spikes in weather happened. It got insanely cold. Gas got really expensive. Gas is a very volatile fuel.
And scarce.
Right, yeah, and scarce. And so, I mean, I'd like to think about, the more extreme we get in methods of extracting new fossil fuels, the deeper we go, the more extreme we get. It's like you're getting to the bottom of that milkshake and you're just starting to get those last little bubbles in the bottom. So, if there's ever been a more important time for clean energy, it's right now.
Is there any program out there that is geared towards using the gas as a transformative measure to get to our green energy? Is there any program?
No, in fact, in Ohio, the argument's been exactly the opposite. Senate Bill 310 just passed, was just signed by the governor, put a freeze on our renewable energy program. And what was the first argument that was made in every single legislative session? We have shale gas now. But like I just mentioned, we're a long way from that being able to meet our needs in Ohio. And we're still going to be a major net importer of natural gas for years to come. Right?
There's no polls or anything out there then with the citizens, like what they prefer to see happen, is there?
None that anybody cared to read.
I think
there is some polling data. I think some of my colleagues at OEC have some polling data, that the folks that work on the clean energy side of things, and I could kind of look into that and follow up with Bill. But the extent to which it, in this case, I don't think that it was influential enough to persuade the legislature toward that another course. But I think we have some good supportive figures, some data on the polling.
So you're basically saying that the regulations, the laws are being run by the money, the amount of money, the people that are making the money on all of this. We haven't even begun to pass that.
Yeah. If you actually if you can get the public records and look through how these legislative processes went down and who was at the table drafting these kind of legislations, citizens weren't involved. There was no interest in those type of things. The deal was that basically the governor's office knew that Ohio shale wasn't going to be that productive. So their incentive for bringing the drilling here was to make waste disposal as cheap as possible. That's been the real mantra of the state administration right now. But a large number of people are very supportive of strong regulations, and don't think they realize with the current state.
I'd like to take issue with your last slide. We do not own the sun, the water,
You're right.
the wind.
We all do. Yeah. No one person.
We don't. We are gifted with it,
Sure.
and we may use it, but if we don't use it well,
Mm.
we're all in trouble. But we don't own it.
I'll change it.
And the water especially is important to me, for many reasons. There is a Native American prophecy that the water will all be poisoned, except the bubbling waters, which would be the springs. So we have to make sure that those springs are never contaminated. But, you know, I fully believe that that prophecy is coming true now.
It was interesting seeing the windmills. The city of Cleveland is going on a project to put 10 windmills out into Lake Erie to capture the wind, which the wind is quite. And it sounds like better than Davy Bessie. That's what they were planning to do up there.
Yeah, I get tired of seeing that Davis Bessie plant when I go fishing with my dad up there.
I heard in Peary Township in Ashland County, there was a well that was only 700 feet deep around there. Is
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. I want to make sure Brian gets to finish up his presentation, though.
sure. I think that was it. Yeah, there's my contact info. You know, well, you can't even read my email address. I have cards here.
Well, we have a perceptive crowd because we got right into the question and answer in your last slide.
Right.